think we're live here. Hmm. All right, first bar of the day. Big bull, big bear bar, climactic bear bar, falling out of a channel here, more like a wedge. So three pushes down, maybe one, two, and then three, or you could say maybe one, pull back, two, pull back, three, pull back. Maybe you reset the count here. But either way, you got three pushes down. This was low probability it was going to continue down. But I do think it's enough to get a second leg. I think they're going to test the low again, so I kind of want to short this now. Um, but selling the top of a bull bar, has anyone made money doing that yet? No, they just started. Hmm. It's probably coming back down here though. And if it does this, it has a gap now. It's from yesterday's price to here. So they can't even close the gap and get up there. It's probably going to come back down here. But where do you put your stop? You sell here, you put your stop up here. Well, they could run this. Let's look at where the Globex high and low is here. Let's go here. The Globex high, the highest it got in the overnight session, it looks like about right here. All right. The market tends to run the Globex high or the low within the first hour, so you kind of want to be aware of that. And look, it's already run the low before I even said anything. It's already run the low here. So it ran the low and said it's too cheap for now. Bulls need to get moving though. Let's see what some targets for them could be. This is a breakout here, and a target would be the top of the range, right? Top of this range here. And this is a range, just an expanded range from Globex. Globex ranged all night. Let's see here. What are we doing? Studio mode. All right, so like I thought, we're coming back down here. I probably should have sold that up at the top, but this is one push, two reversals so far. So the market's giving you a trading range open. A little more bearish at the moment, but trading range. Big up or big down, big up. They're answering here. This is their second leg. This is their second leg for this. This is big enough, though. The Bulls might want a second leg for this. So trading range right now, but we're below the moving averages. And the Globex low is so close. They might run it again. There's really nothing to do right now. So I'm just going to sit here and watch. My screen's over here. My laptop's facing me. So I try to tilt it to where you could see my face, but that's the screen up there. And this is the situation here. So kind of downstairs in my living room right now. Well, yeah, looking a little bearish on NQ. Bears are getting disappointed though. Excuse me. Okay, bears are getting follow through below bars here. That's always good to see if you're looking to short. What's the highest probability move right now? Well, it's probably to go short. And even though we're at the bottom of a range, probabilities favor lower prices because this is what there was a big imbalance at the start of the day. The bulls are just trying to reverse and see what they can get away with, but I don't think they got anything right now. So we haven't taken anything yet. No need to. But we figured it was coming back down here. This would have been a nice trade. So big leg down, big leg up, another big leg down. Even if this creates a new low, a lower low, and this goes down here, the probability of it reversing up is still strong. It could put in its wedge, but eventually I feel like it's going to reverse up if you get bars that look like this all the time. If you're getting bars that look like this on the bear side, that's not sustainable. So probably going to reverse, but bulls got trapped up here. This traded above that, trapped some bulls, so they're going to be buying again down here to get their break even. Let's see where that would be. If they bought here, their break even is, let's see where they have to buy to make their break even right there. They're buying below here. So if they bought that, their break even would be here. So you bought the worst price. You always want to look at how are the people that are potentially trapped, how are they going to get out? How are they trading? Okay? These bulls are trapped up here. No bears are trapped down here because this never traded below this. Okay? This never did that. So no bears are trapped on continuation, but bulls are trapped because they were eager to buy the top of this and there were more sellers above. And there's a gap. It's a gap right there. So they couldn't even get through the gap. Now they're trapped. Are they going to cover or are they going to buy to fix it? If they feel they can buy to fix it, we're in more of a trading range because and that means you can make a mistake in a trading range and the market's going to forgive you. But I don't know if that's going to be the case here. I don't think that they're going to be forgiven that much. So this looks pretty bearish. And I'm not really going to sit on the sidelines too long, but I do want to see it break this low. But like I said, even if it breaks this low, it's probably going to be a scalp back up. But trading range open, you can see it more clearly on the minute trading range. Okay, so no matter how strong this looks, you've just shown me that you were indecisive the last time you were below here. So what makes me believe this big bear bar right now? It makes me believe it because it's huge, but it also makes me distrust it because it just seems like the bulls are stepping aside briefly, letting the bears get a lot of range so they can buy lower. And as they accumulate their position lower and lower, eventually they will absorb the bullish pressure or bearish pressure and come on up here. So I'm weary of this, even though it's two strong legs. You got one pullback, two. What is the answer to this? How do the bulls respond to this when this bar closes here on its low? Do they give up? Do they not even think they can get back to the midpoint? If you buy this bar, the midpoint is here. So let's say you bought the top of this and you bought the bottom of it. The midpoint's here. So bulls could be trying to get back to this midpoint, but what's going to happen when they get back here? They're going to sell right here. So we see sellers coming in here. That's bulls exiting positions. And that's what I want to be up here. I want to be a seller. So what are the moves right now? These are nice moves too. 50-point moves and NQ. So it's telling me I got to survive 50 points basically if I want to play this. So with my normal size, that's about 500 bucks. But so we think that if you bought here, let's say you bought the top of this and then you bought here, the bottom of this, Your break even's right here, the midpoint here. Okay. Now they can get back to this midpoint. It's going to relieve a lot of bulls. But you see how disappointing this is for the bears. You sell here, you get a little doji and a reversal. You sell here, you get looks like an almost complete reversal. But now bears had more conviction going into this low because they allowed themselves to get trapped. You see this? This is a trapped bear. So just like you had trapped bulls up here, bears are going to want to get out of this trap. But since we're in a bear leg, they're probably just going to add on higher. So I'm going to short this right now. I'm going to sell it right now.
Order filled.
Stop is above here. Just nibbling on it here and get a little bit in there. So I believe bulls got in, got out break even here. Okay, that's what I believe, that the bulls got out around break even here. Okay, so if I think this is a bear trend or the start of a bear trend, what do I need to see? Well, for starters, I need to stop seeing disappointment after every bear bar. So it's probably more trading range, which we've said it's more trading range than bear trend, but it's a little more bearish because they're advancing down. But you're getting a lot of fight right here. I'm looking for the bulls to give up. Honestly, I'm looking for them to give up, and then we can take it back down. But bulls should be eager to sell here. They should definitely be eager to sell more here to get back to break even. But if they've already got their break even here, if they bought the low of this and bought the low of this, bears should be shorting here, bulls should be selling here, and we should be getting a move down, but we're not getting that. So maybe there's a problem with my thesis here. Maybe this is just going to be one push down, up, another push down, up. Maybe it's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. But this is a lower low, and bears are trapped. So I believe they're going to come back down here. We get to the top of this bar. I'll probably add on, and I'm going to move my stop actually to the top of the leg. And how many points is that on this? It's going to increase my risk. So that's about $160 up there on one contract. So we know if we got 2, it's 320. 4 is 460 or 480. So we can manage our risk and know that if I want to risk 480 to this stop right here, if I want to risk 480 to this stop right here, 86 points times 6, it'd be about 516. But now I know that my stop is going to be less than 500 because I only have one contract and it's going against me and I haven't added yet. And why haven't I added? I'm waiting for this bar to close big and green or blue so I can sell it. So they've traded above this now and trapped bulls. I'm going to sell this now. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to later at the close. Where's my bracket order at? Yeah, I'm going to sell it now.
Order filled.
All right, so I've sold that now. Put my stop up here. So I'm expecting this to immediately reverse. This should be a great juicy bar to sell for the bulls, for the bears. I'm expecting this to come all the way back down here potentially. If it goes all the way up here, I'm obviously wrong and I'm going to have to take this loss. But enough trading range, price action. We have tried the low twice. It's a double bottom, higher low, double bottom. But we're at the moving average here. So let's see if they can bat it down, maybe pull back halfway, let these bears out here that were trapped selling down here. I'm trapped in the middle, but these bears are trapped down here big time. So let's see if they want to bring it back halfway and get out like these bulls did. It should let me out of this if I'm wrong. If I'm not too wrong, I should say. It could go and rip through this. That's fine. That's why my stop's there. We'll just take that L. But all this trading range price action, probably going to pull back here. And it's definitely more bearish than bullish right now. So we're looking for this to pull back or take the stop. Has my premise changed? It's still a trading range. I sold in the middle. And I'm interested in actually selling a little bit higher here, but I need bear bars. I sold my bull bar here, this big bull bar. If they didn't think this was a great price to sell, they're going to go higher above the average to get a better price. Okay, but given what they did to this bar, disappointed bulls, disappointed. They're disappointing them here. This is still disappointment because we're 2 minutes in the bar and it traded above and now it's a doji. Now they'll probably come back and push it up a little bit, but the higher this gets in the range, and this is what makes scaling in tricky, the higher this gets in the range, the more apt you are to short it. But you can't just let bull bar after bull bar go against you when you have size on. So you really want to be adding to your size. Like you can add once or twice to make the position work, but you really want to be adding to your size when you're right, when it's going in your direction. So probably won't add to this again unless I get a reason to. I'm just watching the chart here, seeing if it gives me a reason. Could be going for the Globex high though. It ran the Globex low when they said prices were too low. So it could be going to the high now, and I'm not probably going to stay for this entire move. I'm actually going to shorten this up now.
Order filled.
Sell one back now. I just took a loss on that. I'm sure my P&L is updating in the corner. So I sold the one that I got down here, I think, and this is the one I just sold here. So I held it for a little bit of a bar and then sold it. So 2 consecutive bars. Do I think they get a third consecutive bar off this open? I don't think so. I don't think they do, but this bar could be pretty big. But we got the moving average here. Can we close above it? It's definitely not a bull trend, so I don't want to be long. They got to do more than this to make it long for me. But I got to see just how strong they are. Like, this is a breakout now, and it's happening, and I can't deny that it's happening. All right, I'm going to get out. I can't deny it.
Order filled.
All right, so we took a loss on that. Went the exact opposite way of what the market wanted to do. Down about 146 right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4 reversals now. Impulse, reversal 1. Reversal 2. Reversal 3. And this was a reversal up here. So you can count this as part of that too. But I think we're going to have back and forth trading range, and I should have stayed short here. I'm just thinking, I don't think it's going to double this range to the top. So I can't go long in my mind. I think it's going to double this range to the top. If it does, bears should come back pretty ferociously above this Globex high. If they don't, we're probably going to get a bear trend or bull trend day. Let's see what Tesla's doing. I got some Tesla on. Got out of most of it up here yesterday. I was very proud of myself. Got the top prices of the day. But I held a little bit because I think it's going to 65. I think my target is. Yeah, up here. That's a measured move of this range. So I think we're going there in Tesla. But, you know, we got to negotiate these first. So let's see. All right, let's go to ES. Let's see what ES is doing. See if it's more clear. ES is a lot more clear. Well, I guess it's about the same. It's not a lot more. So the trade that I wind up taking wound up being the loser, and the trade that I should have took would have been the winner. When I was talking about what I should have did. So that was kind of me cherry picking there. Not taking that trade and then taking one later. Got to take them all if your strategy calls for that. All right, so this is coming back down here. You don't want to see this erase this bar right here. So bears are losing it right here. Bulls are losing it right here. And are we going to come back to the bottom of the range in quick succession? 6 points down. Are we going to do that? We just went 9 points up. So let's see what they're scalping for. 9 points there. Got about 14 points there. This bar wants continuation up. And it's big enough to get it, but it's in a trading range. Yeah, this bar wants this range here projected up from whatever we do next. And these bears want a second leg down, but they kind of gave up when they let this trade above. So I don't know what they're trying to do here. Maybe were they trapped down here? Did this trade below? Okay, this traded below here. So there's a high chance that bears are trapped down here, and they're going to try to manage a break even. But once again, We're coming back down. I bet if I go back to MNQ, I was right to hold on. There it is. I got out here. I would have been in my profit here. So that was a point of me not relying on my stop. You guys saw I had a stop above here, and I didn't rely on it. And I lost. I took a loss when this would have been a win or a scratch. But I mean, I couldn't have known this was going to stop, but it didn't get through the gap all the way. That was a clue. Or maybe it did. No, it didn't close. Yeah, it closed the gap. All right. So the bulls have failed twice, and they couldn't even get a bar above the moving average. I think it's safe to say they're not going to be able to. I do want to see how this closes, though. But I am going to start to scale in here. Let's start to scale in here.
Order filled.
And I'm going to have to use a wide stop because I'm not going to know this breakout is succeeding or failing until it breaks the high. So I'm selling kind of low in the range right now, and I know I'm doing that because I think this has potential to just dump right here. And I actually want to put one here if it does do that, so I can get in here at the low. But ATR is really big right now. Got a minute left. All right, so let's clear it up a little bit. I'm going to leave the Globex high, though. I don't get the purpose of why they let you lock these if when you remove the drawings, the locks don't stay. Does that make sense to anyone? So let's get rid of these brushes and things. We can get rid of all these brushes. Rectangle can stay. Horizontal lines can stay. That can stay. All right, I think that's all we want to clean up. So basically, though, I was punished for being a stop bear. I was pulled up into non-profit and then I was taken out. But now it came back to me and I could have gotten out at a profit. So what is that telling me? It means that we're strong, but the bears are shorting above bars. They want to be short above bars. And bulls want to be long below bars. So we're in a trading range. It's a limit order market. I should be thinking limit order when I buy and sell. If the bears get another push down here, though, even though it could be a strong push, it's probably going to reverse because that would be 3 pushes down, and the market knows after 3 pushes down, probably try to do something else. All right, this bar was a good close, and it closed below the midpoint of this. So you got bulls trapped up here, and they're panicking. This bar traded way below this bar, so this could be a scalp for the bears back down here. I don't want to see a big bull bar because that's going to be bears covering and bulls buying. I want to see the opposite. I want to see bulls covering and bears selling and get us below this low with some momentum. That's a stop order entry here. I'm not taking it because I got burned here. And had I sold this, I would have got burned here. So I'm not taking it. I'm expecting it to reverse and give me better prices, but I wanted to have something in case it don't. So then now, how do I manage myself out of this? Well, they got a little bit above before, and they closed the bar there. And then the bears immediately said, no bars closing above the MA for you. We're coming back down here. So they closed back down here. They're trying again, and there's now a gap here. If they don't close it, it's going to show really bearish strength. That's the gap right now. Are bears in the gap willing to sell this? to keep it from getting up to the high of the candle? Or do they want to sell a big bull bar like they've been doing? That was big. These two, this was big when they sold it, but this was also big. So you could say they sold the top of this. There was just more activity to get above it at the time. So I'm going to have to stick to my reads a little bit better because this could have been a winning trade and not a loser, the first one. So with that in mind, I'm going to short here because this is failing.
Order filled.
All right, that's the last short I'm going to do down here. My stops are going to be up here. And we have another short coming up, but they got to show me something. They got to break this low here. Bottom of a trading range. Maybe buyers will come back in. I'm not terrified of a move back to the top. I can withstand it with this size. Yeah, I'm not terrified of that. I'd like to add on higher, but after so many reversals, one of them's gotta win. So this could be the reversal that takes me out, and then I'd just be done for the day because that wouldn't be something I could emotionally recover from. So we're gonna go ahead, hold this. We think we're going bearish. Let's look at a higher time frame here. The 15-minute is bearish, nicely bearish, breaking out of a wedge though. The 15-minute looks very parabolic here. One push down, pull back, two, pull back, three, or is this one, pull back, two? Either way, if it's the second one, it's getting ready to reverse, and we're pretty far from the MA on the 15. So just something to be aware of. We're going to trade the chart that we're on. We're just going to, notice little things on the other charts. So something I've been doing that I think it's been helping me, I've been trying to initiate near the moving average on the 1 minute. So even if it's, falling down here, it can go further if this is up against this moving average because this time frame has to move lower. And if it's above like it was here, it can go a lot lower. So just trying to use that lately to get better entries and just know where I am in every, the lower time frame cycle, because it can go against you like it did here for this little bit and gave me a loss. So this is pulling back. Got about a minute left. So bulls went below here. Bears and bulls went below here and said this was too low at the moment. Okay? But bears were just selling literally 20 points up. And they did sell this low here. So I don't think it's too low for bears to sell. I think bulls are losing their grip, but they're trying to make it look like they're not. And we might get a big push. We might get a big surprise bar. It would take me out. It depends. If it's really climactic, I would short it because that was the right thing to do, to fade these moves because it's a limit order market. So selling in the bottom of the range, but if it pops up, I'm selling more. What I will do though is I will measure this move up here and I'll put it on this move down. And this tells me where I should think about starting to sell again because this was the move they got up here. So I can't be too far off if I start selling here, is what I'm thinking. Selling more here. But let's see if it gets there. Is this enough to reverse this? Probably not. And it did trade below. Probably going to continue down. It closed above the midpoint, but tail on the top. Big bear bar. Still got a gap open. They didn't close it all the way, did they? Almost. It's still got a small gap above. Going to follow the gaps here. Why is my P&L off? Turn that back on. Trading range. We're in the bottom of the range. Selling the bottom of the range, no good. This is around the top of the range here though. So bulls want a bull bar, even a tiny one. Bears want continuation below this low. Probability wise, it's probably 50-50. I'd give it a little slight more to the Bears because they've pushed to new lows, and we have a high a day that's bearish. So if the bulls can push all the way up through this, though, chances are there's bears above here, and we should be selling more. Being pulled into some loss here. This is a double bottom. How is my PC running low? Did I not plug it in? And plugged it in. All right. So what is actually going on right now? Bull bar, tight trading range. I should be selling the top. Let's see if I want my position to be at the top, where I gotta sell again. So when they come and retest, maybe, if I'm completely wrong. That's like 135 points times 4. That's a little far away to be wrong and not know you're wrong to be wrong. But I don't think it's going to get that far. I think this is too strong of a trading range to just break out to the bullish side when you're having trouble fighting the bears within the range. So let's see. I'm not going to sell. I'm not going to do anything else, but I'm not going to panic either. It's definitely reachable here today. Let's see if there's anything coming up here that could slow us down. You do got this range here you're coming back into. Let's go to the 60 minutes, see if it's telling any kind of story. Yeah, it's telling bear trend is what it's telling. It's telling bear trend, but the bulls are trying. Broke below this low, bought it back up. They're trying right now. 1, pullback, 2, pullback, 3. This could be the third push here. 1, 2, 3, somewhere down here. All right, back to the 5 here. So does this look really bullish to you? Does this make you want to buy? Does this make you want to risk it all and buy? It don't make me want to do it. Make me want to sell, but I'm already sold. So I'm gonna wait till a little bit higher, so I ain't got to do nothing crazy with my position to get it back to a nice size here. But this don't make you want to sell, or this don't make you want to buy. You traded all the way to the top, sellers above. You closed it bullish, but just barely, and you're still in the body of this, and that's still in the body of this. So it don't make you too bullish. But I might have bought too low in this range. It might just expand the range. It could probably come up to about the halfway point here, and it would still be in a range. Think about that. Even if you get a bull bar all the way to the top here, and it would look something like that. Look something like that. Bull bar all the way to the top of the range. that's still a trading range. You're still at the top here. You should still sell, and it's still going to be a trading range. So no matter how big this bar gets, unless it goes woo all the way through my damn stop, I'm probably shorting more here because the trading range is strong, and I might have just sold a little too low here. So I'll just sacrifice this and try to get more short up here with a core position. Not a good signal. Probably going to trade back to it if we trade above it. You'll see that a lot in the market when you see terrible signal bars and people take them anyway. Like this was a bad sell signal right here. No, this was a good sell signal, but this was a bad buy signal here. Probably going to get back to that top of that buy signal and let those bears out, or let those bulls out up there. I'm going to buy one back.
Order filled.
Just because I think it's going to go a little bit higher, and I want more bullets, but I don't want to fully commit to being wrong like I did here, and then it came back like I thought, and I lost that for no reason. So just to try to stay a little small. Something's going to pop off here. One of these reversals is going to work. We've got one down, reversal up. That's one. That's the second reversal. That's two. That's the third reversal. That's three. That's the fourth reversal. That's four. This could be the fifth reversal that, like I said, works out and takes me out. I'm going to get out of this.
Order filled.
I'm going to get out of it. Where am I at for the day? Minus 253. Okay. That's fine. So this is a trading range. I should be selling more up here. And this is what's tricky. I shouldn't have sold down here. I should be selling more here. But I just got out of my long. So I bought high, which I shouldn't do, but I bought to get out of a bad sell. And now this is probably going to collapse all the way down here, and I'm going to be right again. And I'm probably going to be pissed. Probably going to be pissed. Let's look at see what ES is doing here. It's doing its trading range thing too. Look at that. It's just a big old trading range. Look at the 1 minute. It's up and down, up and down, down, up, down, up, down, up. But usually after 4 or 5 of these, it picks a direction and it takes off. You just got to be ready when it does. So now it's almost completely neutral in my eyes. You got the moving average flattening out. You got closes above and below. This is directionless. But because it's directionless, it's going to drift back and forth. So I shouldn't have fucking sold that. I shouldn't have bought it back. I should have kept sold it. Let's look at ES though. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to get a breakout, and you're going to know it's a breakout when you see it. This is not a breakout. This had potential but closed inside the range and sold off. Every side is getting disappointed. Big bull bar, what happened after? Disappointing bear bar. Big bear bar after another bear bar consecutive, what happened? Big bull bar. Big bull bar, tried to follow through, disappointed. Big bear bar. Big bear bar, disappointment. 2 bull bars. So what's going to happen up here? Probably disappointment, bear bar. But I didn't hold. And this is where I should be selling if I'm going to be selling. So I'm really good at reading charts, y'all. I don't know if you've been following me for some time, but I'm kind of really fucking good at this. The issue is my executions and my size. When I'm right, I don't size as big. And when I'm wrong, or I think I'm going to be right soon, I tend to get too big. And then I wind up being right. And then, losing and being upset. And what I'm working on is doing the optimal thing to do in the market environment. This is a trading range. The optimal thing to do in a trading range is to sell high and buy low. So me selling down here, shouldn't have did it. Unless I was willing to scale in, maybe double the range if I get caught out, because this will probably, when it breaks out, it'll probably go, first target is going to be half the range. So it'll go up to around here, which will be a breakout above here, and then the bulls will decide and the bears will decide if up here above this range is too high, and it'll make its decision. But scaling in somewhere up here while I have a position down here was the right thing to do if it's going to continue. If it's not going to continue, it's going to come back down here and break this low, because you still have trapped bulls or bears down here that sold this low. So Back to my position. I'd be break even here, but I think I took like a $100 loss. Yes. ES. Do I want to sell the middle of this range? I don't think so. It's turned into a triangle, actually. It's really compressing here. Like a wedge. But you got your pushes up. You got your 1, 2, 3, or your 1, 2, 3, and you got your 1, 2, 3. This is getting ready to break out. I don't know which way though. But we can label the reversals. Move down. Move down. Move. Oh shit. Move up. Move up. Move up. Move down. Move down. Move down. Could have sold all those, bought all those, and made money. Duh. Now we're in this wedge though. If we break out of this pattern, we're going to go far. What's this range? 14 points. So we break this pattern, expect 14 points down. I'm definitely bearish, and I should be neutral. I should think the Bulls and the Bears have a chance here. We broke out of this range and failed. What's the... Yeah, that's the double treatment of this range here. So we're probably going to hit this target. We're probably going to hit this yellow line or this red line here today. So what do I do though? What changes my premise? Well, if I trade above here, my premise changes. What would that look like? Something like that maybe? I think that reverses immediately. I think if you do this, this reverses immediately. You got your two legs. The problem is this leg is big enough to where you would expect a second leg. Is this the second leg? Probably not. This leg down though, push this up, and then this is a second leg, but this is counted as one leg. No, I count this as two legs, but it's still a triangle. It's a damn triangle right here. Inside bar. So we're breaking out of a triangle, which is a trading range, and we're in a trading range. So it's a trading range at the top of a trading range, and we're breaking out to the downside. Problem is, the moving average is flat. Look at it. There's nothing here. There's nothing to do here. I've already lost $250, so there's nothing to do here for me for sure. I can't even play around with an idea. My next couple trades need to be pretty solid, so I'm going to chill out for a minute. But you look, that's a triangle. You're in a trading range. You're in a wedge. You've got 5 pushes now, 5 reverses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't count this one because this was the impulse. So impulse, first reversal, second reversal, second or third reversal, fourth reversal, fifth reversal. If this is the 6th reversal here, right here, how can it not be the one that takes you down, right? And it is a reversal because this bar has traded below this bar right here. That's pullback. But it looks like it's failing. Maybe the Bulls got some today, but we don't know because the fucking moving average is flat. Can't do anything with that. All right, I'm going to clear this chart up a little bit, make it make more sense to me. That's so nasty. And the crazy part is I know how to trade it. Like, I make money in these markets. I just did it wrong today. I'm supposed to be buying down here, selling up here. So simple. But this is trendless here. This is directionless. There's nothing to do here, nothing to see. I don't think anyone's any better. YM's been usually different lately than everyone else. Let's go to MYM and see if there's any trades on him. No, he's looking crazy too. Got a wedge and a head and shoulder. You guys see that head and shoulder there? Head. Well, we do the path tool, probably see it better. Path. Left shoulder. Head. Right shoulder. That's a head and shoulder there. So where's the neckline? It's right here. It's downward sloping, which is never good if you want a bullish break. You want it to be kind of sloping up. You want it to be like this, and you want the this to be the shoulder here. You want it to kind of look like this. That's acceptable, or that. But the way it is now is like that. And the neckline's here. So are we breaking the neckline? Let's see. What do you see now? 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes up, head and shoulder top, major trend reversal. There's no trend. There's no trend to reverse, so this can't be a major trend reversal. But it's definitely fucking selling off. Don't you see that now? So now, I believe we're going bearish. And that's the Dow. Let's see how ES is doing here. Dow has a head and shoulder on it. Remember that. ES don't care about that. It's still pushing up. Let's see if we can see any patterns in here. That's kind of head and shoulder too. Are you getting 2 right shoulders? Because you get that sometimes too. Get 2 right shoulders, shoulder, shoulder. The head is always the peak, and then you have 2 left shoulders, and it'll be a complex head and shoulder. You see this a lot too. 2 right shoulders, left shoulders, and then the head. And you still get a breakdown. The neckline is still here. So you still want to see a breakdown of that neckline, and you want a movement from here to here on the break. So that would take us here, and we had already had a target earlier of this range right here taking us there. So you go here, take that range, and that's going to take us around the same area too, probably a little bit lower depending on how they count the range. But this tried to go up that much and it couldn't. See that? And that's what it's been trying to do. It's been trying to go up this distance, but it can't. It keeps getting sucked back in. So if it gets sucked down to the bottom of this, it's going to come down here. And you got a lot of targets down here now that makes sense for the bears to want to come and get. So I'm actually going to short this. Let's put some money on here.
Order filled.
Since I think I'm in a trading range, I don't think the danger is terribly high of me getting killed on this, like it, a big surprise bar happening. But I don't like to trade without any stops. So I'm going to put a catastrophic stop up here. I should definitely know if it's coming to my position at 20 points. And if it hits this, it'll only be down 1,000. I'll be down 1,200 for the day. But I'll be down 1,000 in the position. So I sold low again in the range. But we've got multiple rejections up here. And I'm willing to scale in higher. So my first target is this low. If we get this low, which is the low of this trading range, mostly, this is kind of the low of the range here, if you really want to be technical. You get this low right here, you're probably going to come back through these lows right here. This bar is closing on its low here. This is not a good signal bar though. Could come back and trap me here. It's not a good signal bar they're taking there. Bears, bulls want to test that. And they're failing and breaking away. This is a 6 reversal. The moving average is flat. I'm getting an entry that is a little early, I guess you could say, if I'm right. Look at this 1 minute here. Getting a little extended from the 1 minute. Definitely got some weakness. But we're at the bottom of the trading range. Could snap back any minute now. Just got to be ready to add on higher. Getting around 9:30. We've probably seen the higher low of the day, given how this is. Okay, I'm gonna sell again here.
Order filled.
Back to break even on the day. About 2 minutes left. This is usually when it reverses on me. But gonna hold on a little bit. See if we can get below this low here. Bears are definitely getting extensions though out of their plays. You guys see that? Go after it, Bears. No one's in your way. There you go. You are unopposed right now. Go at it.
Order filled. Order filled.
So that was a nice one there. $199. So remember what I said, we come down here, we're probably going to come down here, and it's probably going to happen fast. And you're asking yourself, okay, Jay, why the fuck aren't you in this trade? And I'm thinking the same thing, but this is way far away from the moving average. Look at this. It's like 10 points away. I don't want to sell down here. Last time I got 10 points away, it reversed. You don't believe me? Look. 10 points away here. Oh, this might not be the right average that it's tracking now. Let's look at the... This is the 20 and this is the what? No, this is the 20. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Yeah, it's about 8 points away right now. And typically when it gets this far away, it likes to snap back, especially on that first move. See how it's been this far away before? So I kind of want to wait till it comes back. But this could be the move because we've had 6 reversals. This could be what the fuck's going on right now. Now, this gets follow through. This is a breakout. This is a nice close down here. I do expect them to want to come back, though, to this moving average a little bit. This is a huge bear bar. I don't think the bulls are going to just let it stand unless the bears have the momentum and they take it down. But now, we got a big old gap, and they are not trying to close this gap. Bulls are giving up. Bulls are giving up. I want to see them really try, though, and then give up. Let's get into this on the MES. I think there's a little more money here, guys. Let's try to structure a position where we trade it smaller. But I don't want to sell this far away from this 1 minute. Because here's the thing. Look what it did here. This is my thinking on this. You had almost a perfect trading range, prices above and below. If I try to match that moving average up, you had prices above and below this range, this moving average. So above the one you had 5, below it and above it you had 6, 7, right? So, but it's pretty even, right? So if you break below this range by right here, 5 points, but the range is 13 points, you're scalping. Okay, which you should be in a range. You should be buying low, selling high, and scalping. But You're not buying. The people that are selling down here, they're not trying to scalp, right? They're trying to bet on the breakout. And the people that are buying here, they're not trying to or they're trying to scalp. So if they get pulled into more loss than a scalp, they got to exit because right now the risk reward is upside down. But if they think all breakouts are going to fail, which this one is failing, coming back into this range, the next target, if you get back into this range considerably, and let's just say you get back into this range the same distance you got out of it, you're probably going to go to the top and you're going to get out of it the same distance that you got out of it. So remember we talked about earlier expanding the range. That could be what this is trying to do. Could be trying to expand this range, and right now it is an expanding triangle, so that would make sense, right? And I just saw that this was expanding, by the way. But that's crazy. I just saw this was expanding, and I was explaining to you how it's going to expand. But so you would expect it to hit the top of this, and you see that's where it is right now. Just measuring, and this is the distance that it got out from the bottom. So you can't really trust these strong breakouts on trend days. They fail. They fail. So this just looks like it failed. It looks like it was a breakout, and it looks like it's failing. But they leave this gap open right here. Oh boy. They leave that gap open. We're coming back down here. So that's what I'm betting on. I'm going to pause my camera. I'm going to turn off my mic. I will still be here. I'm just going to have some breakfast and see if we want to trade the rest of the day. So I'm going to leave a message for the people that show up when I'm not here, as if there's been anyone watching. Plus 200 for the day so far. Make it real big. Obnoxiously big. So this is failing. And what did we say? If this fails, we're probably going to get a measured move of this range right here. I might not can get up. Right? If this fails, we probably get a measured move of this range because that's what bulls want, or that's what bears want. That's their first target. They could get this target here. They could get this, but that's just their first target right here. What is the expanding triangle the dude's saying here? This is the MES. Let's go back to the ES real quick. This is where everything made sense before. You're like, all these lines, what do you mean it made sense? So remember what we said. We just said it. No matter how strong this looks, it's probably going to reverse because it's a trading range and it's 3 pushes down. You got your 1, your 2, and your 3. This is a wedge. No matter how you look at it, no matter how you want to chop it up, it's a wedge. The only thing that's crazy about this is that you have the same thing on the top, which makes it an expanding triangle. So if it just expands the range, these are really hard to trade because while it is a triangle, by the time it looks like you should be selling, you should be buying. And by the time it looks like you should be buying, you should be selling. That's what makes these hard to trade. I left your diary at my place, and I read those pages. While we're here, Oh no, I probably shouldn't do that. I was gonna let you guys listen to the Brooks trading room while I was here, but that's not. I don't think I can do that. I don't think they would appreciate that. I'm not gonna do that. But I'm in the Brooks trading room, and I like to make my money for the day, and I like to listen and see what they're talking about. Getting that expansion all the way back up. Look at him go. Look at him go. See? Don't matter how strong it looked. Breakouts fail. Breakouts fail, baby. Damn. What a failure. So glad I got out of that. But we just said that this could happen. We just said that this could happen. That they can expand the range to the bottom and then expand it right to the top. And look where it's going. Look where it's reaching for. This price action shit, y'all. I'm telling you, it works. I'm trying this new pumpkin Quaker's Oats. You guys see it? It's like pumpkin spice. I'm not really into the fall stuff, but I eat banana and I was tired of that. Try something new. You guys can hear me curse my cat out because she's begging for milk. Expensive milk that she don't even need to be eating. Oh, shut up. She's so spoiled. You left your diary in my place. Just like that, get a 14-point move up out the blue. But it's not out the blue, because if you've been paying attention, it's what they've been doing all damn day. Trading range, trading range. My orders are all cleared out of here. One reversal there, two reversals there, three reversals there, four reversals, five reversals, six reversals, seven reversals. Seven reversals in this wedge. I tell you what. All right. Got my oatmeal. They went exactly where we thought they were going to go, y'all. Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? I'm glad it's on camera. But look what we did though. This was the range, the main range here. We got out of it. Now I can't even see where the range was now. Okay, let's say this was the range and they got out of it by this much here. And we said they were going to get out of it by this much up here. So they should take out the high. The high is in play now. Do it to it. Do it to it, Bulls. Watch me eat oatmeal on camera. You know, I noticed some people have a problem with people watching them eat. And some people like to watch other people eat. It's kind of weird. Like, why would you have a problem with it? But why would you want to do it? I don't understand. Why are you here? Why are you watching me eat? Well, yeah, I always thought that was weird. This oatmeal is very good, though. Pumpkin spice, Quaker oats. No, I don't like pumpkin spice. I'm not like those people at the Starbucks. Pumpkin spice is back. I don't give a fuck about that. But this is actually really good. It's a change from my banana. So I'm probably enjoying it. What's the market doing? So it went exactly where we said it was going to go. Expanding triangle. Doesn't have to be perfect, but know that this is a trading range and this is the center of the trading range. So this price here, the 6704, is a magnet. Every time it gets close to it, or every time it gets far away from it, it pulls it back. And the closer it gets back to it, the faster it moves to it. So look at how big these bars are to get back to it. Look at how big these bars are. Every time it got away from it, accelerated back to it. So because this is a trading range day, because we've already made our money, we're just sitting here chilling, eating oatmeal. I can chat. I can kind of watch and see what's going on. But we got 7 reversals now. 7 reversals and nothing has broken out. So this could continue throughout the whole day. Let's do the 950 check, bar 18. Let's see if we've probably seen the high or low of the day. This is bar 18 here. So 90% chance we've seen the high or low of the day right here. That this is the low. And this will remain the low. Or this is the high and this will remain the high. Now if I had to think about it right now, the 950 bar is here. So it's here. So if I had to think about it now, I would say we've seen the low of the day because we're pushing above this candle bullishly. Okay. So we've probably seen the low of the day. But because it's a trading range day and you see it's expanding the range, all it's doing is expanding the range. It could do this. It could do this. It could expand it like this. Go all the way up here and hit it. Chop around a little bit. Chop around a little bit and then come and dive and take out the low. It could do that. So probably haven't seen the high or low of the day, I'm thinking. But definitely have not seen the high. Because this looks like it's going to test this high. And I think it's the Globex high also. It was the overnight high. I think this was the overnight high. Let me see. Electronic. Oh, I was on there. Yeah, the overnight high is here actually. The overnight high is right here. And it looks like we want to try that. We tried the low 3 times and couldn't get through. This was the low. What we do? Came down once, broke below it, tried again, double bottom, pushed out. They're telling you this is too low. We don't want to buy it. We don't want to sell it here. So they bought it. Bought it up. They're searching now for sellers. And this is 2 legs up now. Let's measure this and see what they could be going for. That will put them right at the edge of this. How many points is that though total? See what they're scalping. Okay, so they're swinging for about 10 to 12 points. You guys see that? The bulls that bought this and closed up here, bought to the very close and closed here, they're looking for at least minimum of this. At least. Okay, and it looks like they're going to get there. I probably should buy something. But anyway, they're looking for the minimum of this. Okay. The bears, I don't see where the bears are still in this right now. They could be waiting above this range because we're still in a trading range. This is still a trading range. If you look at this green box, it contains almost all the prices of the day. There's very few slivers of prices that are not inside of this range. So the day's range is 18 points, and the bars outside the range 14 or 4 plus 3. So 7 divided by 18, 38%. So that means that 61% of prices today are inside a trading range. Does that make you feel confident that you're going to have a trend when 60% of the prices are inside of one, range? It's hard to make money. It's hard to do anything. You have to see them expand the prices out. What happens if they double this though? Think about it. They double this area here where 60% of prices is, and they double the trading range. That brings that probability all the way down. It cuts it in half, actually, because now you've got double the prices, and all of those other prices were not inside of this first range. So that changes everything. So if I just wait till they hit a target, hit a target and break out, everything becomes more clear. Because then the market will tell you, okay, these are the moves we're willing to accept. It could reverse the very next move, but at least I'll know that there's chances to make money on both sides, because now the range is not however why this is, it's double the range. And the first hour and a half we were in here. So as long as we spend up here, whatever this is going to be, it'll tell me something. So I'm waiting. I'm eating my oatmeal and I'm waiting. And you're watching me eat my oatmeal and wait, because you're a creep, whoever you guys are. I'm kidding. I don't care. I could be here all day. I already worked out this morning. I already went to the gym. Did an hour on the treadmill, an hour well, 20 minutes on the bike. So I'm chilling right now. Well, no, I didn't do that today. I did 50 minutes on the bike and the treadmill. But just chilling right now. Okay, so what's happening here? Does this look like a start of a bull leg to you, or a bull leg in a trading range? Well, what's happening? The bulls are getting disappointed. That big bull bar, the last big bull bar, it's got a small tail on the top. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. It's got a small tail on the top showing you that there was selling, and then this traded above and then pulled back. Did it get above this? Yes. So it took out the high of day. So we hadn't seen the high of day. Okay. But this range is so tight, like we were saying, I don't think we've seen the low of day either. Let's see, did it work yesterday? Let's see, we did the 950 bar. Let's go back a couple days. 950 bar, because you'll find streaks where it just doesn't work for like a week because the ranges are so tight, they just whipsaw everybody. But then you'll find segments where it just works all the time. You just gotta know what kind of regime you're in. So at 950, this was the high of the day, this was the low of the day, and you had seen the high of the day. It never came back to the high of the day. Okay, that was yesterday. Let's look at Friday. 950 right here. You have the low right here. You have the high up here. And you saw the high and the low of the day this day. Look at that. The high was here. The low was here. This is the 950 bar. It never took out this low, and it never took out this high. It did in after hours, but you had saw the high and the low of the day. So you got 3 days now, and you've had mixed results. You've had one where it worked, one where it didn't at all. 950. Let's see. 950. I don't think it worked here either. You got the high here and the low here at 950, and you had seen the high, but then it took it out, and you had seen the low, and then it took it out. So what does this tell you? It's just trading range. It's trading range. Trading range, spike, trading range, spike, trading range, spike, trading range. It's just the market's, it's too high right now. It's too high to sell. It's too high. It's too strong to sell. Because every time you sell up here, you get killed. Look at the daily chart. 2 bear bars, climactic, they ran you out. Weekly chart, I don't even think you have a bear bar. Bear bar, so they're terrified to sell up here because every time they do, they get their head smashed in. But this is going to get so far away from the moving average next time, they're going to have to take profits. If this goes one of these again, and say we go to 7,000, which I think we will, they're going to have to take profits up here. It's just, I don't see how it could go any further, even with interest rates cuts, because they've already priced that in. But trading range. Don't think we've seen the low of the day. I believe we've seen maybe even the high of the day now, since it's coming so soon after 9:50. But I think this is going to reverse back down. It's just an expanding triangle, and it's on like its 8th reversal, and it just won't break down. It won't start the swing. Won't start the trend. I'm gonna give this about another hour. Give this about one more hour. I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I already made my money. No need to keep hanging around. If it's not doing anything, I'd rather go build something in the garage or, do something else. Let's check out other markets. Let's look at Tesla. I still got some Tesla on. I sold up here, top price yesterday. I got my 450 out of Tesla. And where is the... Anyway, I sold up here on the open yesterday. I bought at 363. I bought all the way down here. And I unloaded most of it up here. And it made me work for it because it came out twice. I think I added on once down here when I saw this range forming. And I got out of most of it up here. I got a little bit more on because I believe we're going to go to all-time highs. And it's like 488 or something like that. Yeah, it's 488. And I don't see a circumstance where we don't get there. Tesla doesn't get to all-time highs before this rally falls apart, like before the general market deteriorates. So if I'm looking to double this range here, which I am, that's going to take me to 465, and then whatever is just a stone's throw away. So if the people that are buying in this range want 2 to 1, they're going to get it there and they're going to get it here. And that 2 is going to take them up here to about 487. You see how 2 to 1 takes them almost to where the high is? You'll see this shit all the time. You just got to look for it. They have targets. These bulls have targets. Let's look for some targets on longer time frames. 4-hour time frame. So let's look at this one here. This is an easy one here. Clean spike. I'm not going to include the gap, but we're going to project up 2 times. Let's go up here. The 33% is obviously a third of this. And project up twice here. Okay, this takes them to 484. This, 2 times of this is the risk. This from 33 to 66 is 1. This from 66 to 1 is the other one. This takes them to 484, which is still a measured move to the high, the high. So I think this is going to all-time highs before this rally falls apart. Does it mean it's not going to revisit this moving average again? It could. I would buy more because I'm out of like 80% of it up here, but I still got some runners on for the other part of it. But not bad. 363 to 450. Come on now. I paid some bills. That's all we're about, paying bills in this bitch. Oh, I don't think we're going to be able to pay any more today, though. This market's kind of treacherous. So, constantly asking myself, what's the state of the market? Trading range. Who's making money? Bulls and bears are making money. Had you sold here, sold a bull bar, you would have made money. Sold a bull bar, you would have made money. Sold a bull bar here, didn't make a lot of money. Sold a bull bar here, didn't make a lot of money. So the bear's way of making money has stopped working. The bull's way of making money, you bought a bear bar, you made money. You bought a bear bar, you made money. Bought a big bear bar, you made money. Bought a big bear bar, you made money. Even if you bought this, you probably could have held on for this if you saw this wedge. I got out because of this wedge. If you're watching me trade, I got out here when I caught this bar because of the wedge. This here, by the bottom of a bull bar, it works. And then look, it's working even higher now, buying the bottom of a bull bar. And what do you see right here? You got a gap. So if this gap does not close, this is the start of the swing. Okay? It'll close eventually. They'll come back and get it. But they won't come and get it before they double and double and triple this range to get their 1 and 1 and 2 to 1s, if that's what they're going to do. Now, if they come back and close this gap, the bears are showing like, yeah, it's back and forth, but you're not strong enough yet to leave gaps open. Okay? And that's what the market's telling you. If it doesn't come back and close this gap and it takes out this high, you're probably always in long and you're probably going to get a measured move of this range. If it closes this gap, though, even if it bounces off of it, probably selling soon. Probably going to go a little bit higher than this range, maybe a couple points, maybe 9 points higher. Probably going to sell up here because you're going to be breaking out of this wedge right here, this expanding triangle. Most breakouts fail, and we're not in a breakout market. If we were, we would have broken out of this already. So in a trading range market, this is the context. So everything you do has to be related to this context. You can't expect a breakout right now because it has nothing to break out. The trend has been sideways. But buying below bars has worked all day. And actually buying bear bars, you could have bought more of them and made money than you could have bought bull bars, it looks like. I buy that and that when I made money, that's 2. I buy this one, I don't make any money. I buy this one, I make money, at least, that's 1. I buy this one, I might have make money. I buy this one, I make money. That's 1 there. I buy this one or this one, I buy this one, I make money. But if I buy this one, I don't. So these are canceling each other out. But if you look at every time you bought a bull bar or bear bar, you made money. So what should I be doing? I should be buying bear bars, but not at the top of a fucking range. They got to break out. The bulls got to show me that they want to break out. Otherwise, we're going to drift right back down here and it's going to continue. And if this lasts past 11, chances of it continuing all day are high. Whenever you see the market moving sideways at 12:45-ish, 1 o'clock, just walk away. It's going to do that the rest of the day. It's happened so many times, and I've gotten chopped up to where I just realized, like, oh, it's noon. And now it's after lunch, and now we're moving sideways when everyone's back. It's not going anywhere. We're balanced today. Let's just get out of here. And it looks like we're balanced today. But I'm holding on because this is a lot of reversals, and this swing is probably going to start soon. I want to make a little more money. I'm going to Orlando in 2 days, doing the Al Brooks trading conference, the workshop that they have. Tom Hugard's going to be there. I'm so fucking excited. He's a presenter. He's going to talk to us and stuff. Al Brooks will be there, obviously. His team will be there, Brad and Rose. If you're not familiar with Al Brooks, price action, I'm telling you, the shit works. I was already profitable before I got his course. But it took me a lot of money and it took me a lot of years. And I felt like my trading system wasn't robust. Like I just after trading so long, even if you're an idiot, you'll notice patterns. You'll notice things work, and you won't be able to explain why, but you'll just notice. Like when I do this, I make money. Kind of like how I'm noticing stuff now, but before I take the trade. I was doing that before I got the course. The course is so comprehensive. It's like 110 hours. Of course, I got the books. I'm in the trading room, so I get to watch those every day. He's in there once a week doing stuff, doing the open. He talks to like 11. But anyway, the course is so phenomenal, and I tell people this all the time. It should be the only course that you buy for trading. There's no other course I would recommend. I've bought plenty of them, trying to figure this shit out. That's the one. This man goes into so much detail. Okay, it's only $400. Go to brookspriceaction.com. He goes into so much detail, y'all. It's so good. And when I start getting the course and I start looking, I was like, oh, this is the reason why the stuff I was doing works, because of this and this and that. And he could give you the reason why. I didn't know the reason, I just knew it worked. So, but that should also tell you something else about trading. You don't even have to know what you're doing. You just got to do what works, right? You just got to do what the other people do that works. So this is reversing now. So they rejected the swing. So we got 2 legs up. This leg was strong enough to get a second leg up, and it got it. This leg was not strong enough to get a second leg down. This is not as strong as this. but it's getting a second leg down. I don't know what to think of that. But trading range, I definitely know not to buy a bear bar or buy a bull bar at the top because that ain't worked all day. What I should do is buy a big bear bar. So if this comes back down here, I might buy it, and that could be the swing that takes me out. But let's see. Let's see how it looks coming down here. But anyway, I'm going to Orlando. It's a 4-day workshop. I don't need more experience with chart analysis. I know how to read a chart like a motherfucker, okay? That's not my problem. What I'm hoping they'll help me with is my size. Size is not really something you can be helped with either, for real. You just got to not trade so big. But I like to trade big. If I'm going to be sitting here, I like to make some money. But also the execution, like I'm the most dangerous to myself when I've had 16, 17, 18 green days in a row. When I've had a total green month, that's when I'm the most dangerous to myself. Because I just feel like I get really tense and I feel like, oh, this loss is coming. It's going to be big. And I'm always fucking right. It is big when it comes. I give back like 6, 7, 8 days of profit. I'm just like, Jesus. So I need to break free of that and stop maybe trading so big when I feel that way. But as you're winning, as you win, your account grows, obviously. When I take out what I got to pay for bills for the month and I know I'm good, I get a little more risky, right? I try to push little things. I take some ideas. I size up instead of taking profit at areas. And that backfires. So then I'll make 2 months worth of living expenses. I'll take out a month and then I'll lose a month and a half. And I got to put a month or half a month back in to keep trading. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I'm hoping they'll help me with that. That is what I'm struggling with. Reading these charts, it's like, once you've been doing this, you see so much. And when you start listening to Al Brooks, you just see a lot. So we have a gap now here. If you notice, they're closing the bull gap. So bears are closing the bull gap. I'm not even going to mark that because that's going to be out soon, but I will do this one here. So this is a bear gap. Bear gap. Hey, what's up, D? I don't know if D's still here. All right, so we just closed this gap. You see that the bulls are not strong enough to leave gaps open right now. The bears have just said that. You're not strong enough to have a gap open on a trading range day because that's going to make it look like you're going to trend bullish. And they don't want that. They want this trading range to continue or they want bearish. So they're coming down nicely now, but we're still in a trading range. So do you sell this in the middle of the range? Do you sell this here? This is the top of the range. Do you sell this right here? You probably could have right here, and that would have been the last time. But here, your risk reward is diminished, right? You risk this now, you're risking 11 points to win 8. That's not a good risk reward. And that's why everything looks terrible in a trading range. The probabilities look bad. The risk reward is bad. No one wants to trade it. So it goes sideways. Everyone's trying to bet on this breakout. This is a good sign. You got double gaps now. Okay, double gaps. The bulls didn't do that. They got one gap and it just closed. The bears now have 2 gaps open above. So if this is the start of the swing, these gaps are going to become measuring gaps. I kind of want to get short, but we are far away from the 1 period moving average again, and I can't bring myself to do it. I'd rather get a little snapback or have it come closer, and then I'll try to get in. Right now, we're about 6 points away. Let's see how this bar closes and see where we are. But yeah, Al Brooks and Tom Hugard, they're going to be doing like book signings. But I don't have Tom Hugard's book like I have an audio book. And I'm not buying a book just to have somebody sign it. So I'm gonna see if it'll take a picture with me or something. But it should be pretty cool. When you start trading and you see people online making a lot of money and you see the personalities that they have, um, I always thought that even with like celebrities and stuff, I might want something that you have, but I don't want everything you have. Like I might want your fearlessness in a trade, or I might want your, chart reading ability, but I don't want your personality. I don't want the car you drive. I don't want the house you have. I don't look at people's lives and envy them like that. I'm very specific with my envy. I'm very like, I want that. I don't want everything about you. So meeting all these other traders that I respect because I know their stuff works and I appreciate the body of work they put together. It's going to be interesting because I don't want to be like them. I just want to trade like them. So depending on how much personal ideology they try to throw out, that kind of rubs me the wrong way because I don't need you to tell me I live my life. Like you're a trader. That's your area of expertise. Tell me that. You know, you don't go to the Walmart and ask the greeter about your health condition. No, you go to the doctor because that's what they get paid to do, right? That's what they're qualified to do. You're not qualified to tell me how to do anything else in my life but trade. And I feel that way about celebrities, politicians, everybody. What's your area of expertise? Okay, teach me that because I don't need anything else from you. So I'm excited for that, but that can be a little area of angst if I let it be, if I think about it, because you're going to have a lot of people worshiping, like, oh, Al Brooks, he's just a guy. He's just a guy that got really good at it. You know what I mean? He's like, if you spent 40 years at some, chances are you'd be one of the top in the world too, right? So I'm not worshiping him, but I do respect and admire him a lot because the shit he teaches is miles above anything else. This oatmeal's really good. I don't know why I'm letting it get cold. Hey, ask yourself again, does this look like a bull leg and a bull trim? Or a bear leg and a bear trim? Or does it look like a bear leg in a trading range? Well, if it was a bear leg in a trading range, it would look just like this. If it was a bull leg, it would look, or if it was a bear leg and a bear trend, it would be longer. But this is big enough, even without this bar closing, this is big enough to get a second leg down. So I think the bears are going to want a second leg down. If you see this bar here, they got a second leg down with that. One leg, two leg, because this was the response to that. This was the response to that. You just go through these moves and you pair them up. Okay, you see if you had a position here, what would you logically do? Would you take profits? Would you get out? Would you add to it? And you can see this is going down. Bear leg, they couldn't get to the top of it, so they got continuation down. Then you got a big bull leg, pull back. Okay, they couldn't even close the gap. Then they got continuation up, but it failed. This leg is much smaller than this leg. Let's see, this leg looks about half the size actually. This leg was 14 and this leg was 8, so almost exactly half the size. So they were half as strong in the range here as they were here. Conversely, this bear leg was not strong enough to do anything. This wasn't strong enough to reverse this bar, let alone 2 bars. Then they moved up. This was not strong enough to reverse all of this either, but they took it. And that's a bad signal, which makes me think it's going to be tested. So here's the thing. You got a gap above and a bad signal. You're below the moving average now, but that doesn't matter. The moving average is useless. It's been sideways. But you've got a gap above, 2 gaps above now. If they come and close this gap, okay, and test this bad bear signal, they're testing the bear saying you shouldn't have took this signal because it was a shitty one to short on. So if they come back and test this and close this gap, they're showing us what the bears just showed us, that bears are not strong enough to leave gaps open in this trading range. So what's going to happen? The trading range is going to continue. People are watching these gaps carefully to see if they can close them, because if they can't, you're bearish. It's that simple. But that's a bad sell signal. And that's why I didn't take this trade. Could have taken this one. There's no reason why I'm still sitting out explaining it. But I'm explaining it sitting out because I'm confused. I don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. I just don't know how to trade it profitably. So eventually, the market will give you something that you know how to trade profitably. And that's when you take the trade. most of the time. Big tail on this. Buyers below, but they take them out. Probably get a swing down. So this is looking more impressive. It's looking more and more like a bear leg and a bull and a bear trend. But I want to see a pullback. Okay. I want to see a pullback to the MA. I want to see them test these gaps. Now, if they come and they can penetrate half the gap or maybe take out this gap, but leave this one open, I'm interested in going short. The probability increases as this falls, but my risk reward turns to shit. So if I'm going to get long or if I'm going to get short here, I got to do it quick because this is already 13 points in. What's the chances of it going 13 points down lower? There's not a very high chance of that. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. It can come down here right now. Give us a new low of the day. Remember I said I don't think we've seen the low of the day? Here it is. It's coming to test the low. And after it took out the high. So it could come down here, test this low, take this out. Okay, we just got a new low of day. And this is really selling off now. And I'm trapped out of it. I can't do it. So if I'm trapped out, think about this. If I'm trapped out and I'm bearish, okay, when it retraces a little bit, I want to sell. If I'm trapped in and I'm bullish, when it retraces a little bit, I want to sell. So any retracement to this is really going to be sold, okay? If the premise is correct that we're transitioning into a bear trend, we just hit a new low of day, that's bearish. So if this is going to transition down, gaps have to stay open. The moving average has to begin to slope down, which it will as more closing prices close below it. And you don't want to see wicks on the bottom of the candles too much. All right? But, like I said, we're at the bottom of the range now. Bulls should be stronger down here. If they come up and bust through these gaps, we're in a trading range. But we could have traded that because this has come all the way down here. This is like, what, 20 points? Yeah, 20 points down, almost exactly. So we could have nailed that move, but I was explaining it. And I'm unsure, so it doesn't really matter. Don't try to catch every move. It's just, they're going to come. You're going to get more opportunities. Getting to the bottom of this triangle again. Remember we said this could be the first leg, second leg, third leg all the way down here. We've hit the top of this many times. Jesus. Good grief. And we're failing down here. Still got gaps above though. This is different. This is different than the other moves down here because you not only not got big gaps, but there's two of them. When you were down here before, when this bar was solid red or black, you only had a small gap above here. When this bar was solid red, there was no, or solid, I'm trying to say solidly bearish, there was no gap. This bar, solidly bearish, you had one gap here, but it wasn't even below here. And they came back and immediately closed it within 2 bars. So 2 bars, they closed this gap. 2 bars, they closed this gap. These 2 bars have not closed this gap. These 2 bars have not closed this gap. So before they were closing bars in 2 gaps. Now they're leaving them open for more than 2 gaps. What does that tell you? Reluctance to buy. Reluctance to buy. So if they won't buy and at least close the gaps or see if they can, they're not interested. We're going to continue down. But big ass wick on the bottom of a trading range, bottom of an expanding triangle, low range day, what are you going to do? You going to buy down here? Not with this strong bearish momentum with 2 gaps up top. I'm not going to buy. But if it goes back up, takes a couple of the gaps or does something like that, I might sell. Now, if it runs up and busts through the gaps, I can't sell this because now I got a higher low. Even though it broke down, it didn't close there. So I got a gap here, a body gap here. Right? Got a body gap there. And then it just goes back up. So we could see this trading range price action all day. This might be it for me. If you enjoyed it, give me a like. right, this is the test here, guys. This bar can close at its high, trading range continues. If this bar closes at its low, preferably below the low of that long ass wick, we're gonna get continuation. But that wick is long enough, you're probably gonna get a second leg up from it. All right, we're approaching the first gap. See if they can fill it. This is important price action here, guys. This is important, taking out these gaps. They're failing, but the gap is closed a little bit here. Still open though. This is 3 points up, trying to fill this gap. Bottom of a trading range. Doji bar, trading range bar. Still bearish too. This is not a good signal. So just like this wasn't a good sell signal, this is not a good buy signal. So what are the chances of them taking this all the way up on a terrible buy signal to test a terrible buy signal? They're really low. They don't even have a good buy signal. They can't believe they're strong right now. I can't believe they're strong right now. I want to short this. And we're near the moving average on the one. I have no excuse. I'm shorting. Let me get my market up here. And we're below the center of the trading range. We're below the center of the expanding triangle. You guys see that? The middle of it's here. We're below it. Can we close below it? What is MNQ doing? Ran the Globex high, like we said. Ran the Globex low. And we're just in this trading range. So bounced off the Globex low again, though. Said he didn't want no parts of that. What's my Tesla doing here? $437. It's all right. You might need a little time to digest. You've made quite a run. All right. This bar closing here. Okay, bullish bar below the moving average though, with a tail on top. So there's sellers here. I'm gonna try to scalp this.
Order filled.
Let's see if we test the low of this terrible bear signal. That is a nice scalp. I'll chase it down. All right, taking out that low. Nice, nice. So now we should start the swing because they tried to close the gap and they couldn't. This should not come back up here. I'm going to try to stay a little bit away from it, but since I've already made my money, it's kind of tempting to just take
Stop
it back
filled.
in and do it again. But this right here, this should not come back up here. This should be the second leg to this. We should get a measured move down from here. Right here. And that's going to take us where? Right to the bottom of this fucking triangle. So even if we get the measured move, we're still in a range. That's crazy. But we just made an extra, what, 100 and some? I'm not looking at the P&L. We're at 344 now. Remember, we started the day down 258. Okay? So we're making some shit happen. All right, so this candle should close below this candle. If this closes midway or closes at its high or closes anywhere than below here, trading range continues. But if this closes below here, even though we have this big tail here, we're going to take this tail out. We're going to take that tail out. But this has to close below here. If this can't close below here, bulls will come back in. Bears will not believe that it's strong enough to keep shorting, and bulls will come in. So this is a pivotal moment for them. I don't think it's going to do it, or I don't think it's going to. This is going to be bearish, I think, because they've broken this low. If they were so strong, they wouldn't have broke this low. And we've been trending down. And we broke the high a day after 950 and then came and broke the low a day. So it's an hour, almost an hour later. We're approaching the low a day again, a new low. I mean, this new low and these gaps above, how can you be bullish here? Somebody, if you're watching me, how can you be bullish here other than you're at the low of a trading range after 8 reversals? How can you be bullish? Tell me. What do you see that I don't see? Because this bar is getting ready to wreck. And I should be continuing long, but it's okay. I've made some money. I just want to get a really good entry here if I'm going to do it. And I use that to time this here. So I'm going to just put a dot right here where this is. So I can know where it is on the chart. Next chart. So where the moving average is, the 1 period. All right, we're taking out the halfway mark of this. So you bought this. Guess what's happening now? You tried to take out the gap and now you're trapped. You traded into the gap. The only thing that could make this better is if this had went up and then down, because you would have trapped bulls trying to take out that gap. But it just came down, so it maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to think about that, because if it went up first and they stopped them, it does show that they're active up here, but it shows that they let them go up, and I don't want that. But if they couldn't go up and they stopped them, it shows that they were so strong up here, the bulls were so discouraged, they didn't even want to trade above the bar. They were like, fuck it, we don't even want to know what's above there. So if this fails down here, or it closes weak, more bulls will buy to get back to the top of this. Okay, they'll buy to get back to the top of this, and this is a good buy signal. This was not. That's why this is being tested right now. This was still bearish. Okay, this was a good buy signal though. So, but they're taking this out. They're taking out the midpoint. They're taking out the low. This could be the swing, guys. I kind of want to get back in. The moving average, yeah, hey D, the moving average on the 1 minute is what I'm tracking here. I don't like to enter when it's not near, you know, when it's far away. Even if this is correct, this is doing me good, I'm gonna get some resistance from this chart here because they're exhausted. So I try to manage my trades to get in near this now. And if I can't, I just need to be aware that I'm buying or selling far away from it, so I position correctly, like I do the right size and I'm willing to scale in and I have targets. So just leave this here. But this is looking really good for bears. They could just get 2 legs down, but this demands a second leg down. This does not demand a second leg up. This is weak. It's very weak. And you still got the gaps above. I'll adjust them to show the portion that's still remaining. But gaps are very strong. When you see gaps opening and not closing, you got to go with that side. You got to go with that side. Look at this. You saw this gap open up here. You could have thought, okay, we're bullish. Once this candle took that out, nope, trading range. Okay, you saw this gap open up here. Okay, it could be bearish. Top of a range, nice weak doji, sold below it, big bear bar below it. What happened? Came and closed at the next bar. Nope, not bearish yet. Same thing down here. You were bullish. This came back. This actually did what this is doing right now. You can see it in reverse. So this raced up, strong leg, big enough to get a second leg up, gave you a small counter bar, and then gave you another leg up. Not as strong. This, same thing, big leg down, about as strong as this leg up, gave you a counter trend bar, just like this one. Okay? Now they're trading below it, but they're struggling to trade below it. So what does that tell you? It's a trading range. No matter what, this range is so strong, it's lost its direction, but it is expanding the range though. But they're doing the same thing that the bulls just did, and they trapped them. They went up here. Bears tried to sell, they got ran out, but they got the sell here. They had an answer to that big bear leg. Not only did they get rejected here, but they tried to continue. So you can count this as all one bar, 11-point bar, because they came from the low all the way up here. And then they traded below it. And this just gave me a signal to go, okay, so this is interesting. So this indicator that I have here, it tells me when I have a bar that's big, and then I have a bar that takes out the high of that bar going the other direction. And then the next bar, the trigger bar, the one I get the alert on, is when this bar takes out that bar. Okay, so it's basically like a failed reversal alert, because this tried to go down, it failed and went up, and then it failed again and went down stronger than it went up. So this signal is a short signal right here. It's telling me go short. You just ran out a group of bear or a group of bulls. And I really want to short this now. But they got to get more than this. I don't want to short right now because here's the thing. If they come back and rip this up here, that's a lot of loss I got to sit in. And I don't think the Bears are strong enough to prevent that. How do they show me they're strong enough to prevent it? Well, they come down here, and then they come and test the low of this bar right here. Because this is now a supply zone. Okay? This is a supply zone. This is where all the bulls that wanted to get out got out. This is where all the bears that wanted to sell sold. So you have a buffer here. You have this above this, you have more sell orders. Below it, you have more buy orders. Okay, but because you're in a downtrend, that doesn't matter as much. So, in this context, I got to give a little more credit to the bulls, to the bears, but this is disappointment to this. Look at this; they're back to their old buy the bear bar trick. Buy the bear bar. Buy the bear bar. Hasn't worked the last two bars, but it looks like it may be working here. They bought this bear bar when it was solid. This bar looks pretty solid, but doji, it's small. It's a terrible buy, but it's not terrible. It's the bottom of a range. Maybe probability-wise, it's a good buy. I don't even think probability-wise is a good buy, guys. I think it's terrible. It's a terrible buy. Yeah, this is a terrible buy. No inside bars. You had one here. This was a triangle here. I think we said that, though, when we looked at it the first time and said it was going to be a magnet itself. That's a triangle there. And that's the apex of that. Kind of tested it there. Any more inside bars? This is outside. Nope, it's outside. Outside, outside, outside. So only one inside bar today. People think they're common and they're not. But when you see them, they're triangles, they're trading ranges. Usually a break above or below them signals where you're going. So you had a triangle here, you had a small trading range, they negotiated, bulls won, came back to it, bears knocked them out, and they have not come back to test it. They have not come back to test this trading range, and they might be doing it now. So you can't get too excited. That's why you see me scalping. I'm scalping $100 here, $200 there. You just can't get too excited with stuff like this. But if I had a day like this is after hours, but if I had a day like this is something I got excited about. Yesterday we did very well. Easy to read day. Broke down, never came back, and look what happened. The gap opened up right here, and that is what I sold on, and I held all the way down. So when did I sell? I sold when this gap opened here. They tried to close it, they couldn't. They tried again, they couldn't. I sold about right here, I would think. Yeah, I definitely did. So it was a good day, but this one's a little tricky. Let me get rid of some of this. I do want to put my gaps back though, because they're most important right now. Gap, gap. Sellers above, probably lower prices, but triangle expanding. What are you doing right now? Are you getting ready to come hit this? Either way though, if I've got a pattern that's completing in 9 points, and I think I'm gonna get a break out of this pattern, which means it's gonna go another 10 points at least, I should be selling this. So let's put in where I should have sold, right here, as it's breaking down. But as the day goes on, I get less risk averse, because if I get into a bad trade now and I'm up $300, I'm gonna feel like an idiot because I could have just walked away and enjoyed my day. At any moment now, I can walk away and enjoy my day, right? But I'm trying to capture what the market's giving me. This day here is not a day that I should sit here and stay here all day. This yesterday I should have been streaming. You guys would have really enjoyed that, but I didn't even record it. So I think I'm gonna be out of here. Nice chatting with you guys. Be in Orlando next week. I'll probably do this again tomorrow, and then maybe I'll do it from Orlando one day and see what's going on. All right, hope you enjoyed it, guys. Peace out.